ask you one thing. What if the very thing that makes your child different are actually their superpowers? I know it doesn't always feel that way because of the meltdown, the struggle, having to pick them early from school. Why? Because the school keeps telling you, will always tell you they're not yet settled, they need some time to settle in and all of that. You know, all that endless energy at bedtime. But stay with me. I'm Taiwo Kifun, and on Neuroparenting Hub, we talk about SEN, we talk about parenting, we talk about neurodivergent children, and a lot more. And we also talk about parenting hacks and tricks. So on this platform, there's a lot to learn. So if you're just coming across my page or coming across this video for the very first time, do well to subscribe and make sure to turn on your notification bell. So if you've not subscribed yet, I wonder what you're waiting for. So please subscribe now. If you've worked with neurodiverse kids, or you have a child who is neurodiverse, you will understand or you will know that these kids, they've got hidden strengths that the world desperately needs. I know that people mostly focus on the negative aspect, like they don't sit still, they can't fit in, they shouldn't be in a mainstream school, all of those negative comments like, they're not listening, they're not following instruction. But here is one thing you should know. Neurodiverse kids don't need fixing. All they need is understanding. You need to understand them. They just see the world differently, and that is different. And that is where also the magic is. Have you noticed how most of the greatest inventors, entrepreneurs, artists were neurodiverse? And this is because they noticed things others didn't even think of. They noticed tiny details. There was this child I worked with, he's got NITs, but he's only the one that always noticed when one of the child or someone is not in school, they are not in class. You give him his work to do. He wants to make sure he's well detailed. You see him doing taking him time to do, spots every single detail. And trust me, that is a gift. I would say it's a special gift from God. Now, let's talk about some of those superpowers, or those gifts these kids have in them. Kids with ADHD and natural innovators. Trust me, if you've seen any or you've worked with any, you will know that their brain always bursting with ideas. I know sometimes it may look like chaos, but trust me, it is creativity in its purest form. They are always energetic, hyperactive, but trust me, they are great innovators. Then you see kids with autism or those on the autism spectrum, when they are passionate about something, they can dive so deep in that thing that you will be like, wow. But that is hyper-focus because that's how things are being discovered. That is how discoveries are made. And then the dyslexic kids, that is kids with dyslexia, they learn to solve problems in creative ways. They are so resilient and they find solutions that the rest of us will not or will never think of. And here is one thing you should notice or you should know about neurodiverse kids. They are super sensitive in different ways. They feel the world more deeply. That is why you see they notice the tiniest details, emotions, energy, lots more. And that makes them incredibly empathetic, thoughtful, and kind. They are beautiful souls. All it takes to work and bond with them is understanding. When you understand them, trust me, they are the sweetest souls. Now let's be real. Parenting a neurodiverse child is not easy. It's tough. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are tough days, such as, homework battles, sensory overloads, routine that crash. Trust me, you're not imagining it because it's hard. Trust me, behind every challenge is a hidden strength. That child who can't stop moving might also be the one who lights the room with their energy and humor. That child who gets overwhelmed in noisy places might also be the one who teaches you how to slow down and notice the tiny beautiful details most of us don't even notice. So it's all about flipping your lens from problem to potential. And when you do that, everything changes. Now, here is what I want you to take. Neurodiverse kids with ADHD, autism, dyslexia, call it whatever you want to call it. They are not broken. They are extraordinary because they bring creativity, empathy, resilience, fresh way of seeing the world that we desperately need. So our job is not to change them, but to support them, to celebrate them, and help those superpowers shine. So if you're raising a neurodiverse child or you know one, I'd love to hear from you. Leave in the comments what superpower you've noticed in them. And please make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, turn on your notification bell because you're going to learn a lot on this channel. Thank you so much for sticking with me and bye.